Hey guys, it's your favorite gold miner, prospector, and geologist, Jeff Williams. And I was on Google Earth again last night, and I found something really cool. An old miner's cabin that's still intact. Can you believe it? So we're gonna go out hunting for this thing. And where there's a miner's cabin, that's right, there's gold mines. So we're gonna go looking for this thing, look for the old timers' gold mines, then we're gonna get the mother load la. So let's get into it. That looks like an old horseshoe, don't it? Part of a horseshoe. And look at this. That is some good looking material, huh? So on the way out here, we saw this small mine. It's an incline shaft, but I can't seem to figure out why they dropped it here because I don't see an outcropping. So we're gonna look around, but take a look at this. There she blow. Of course, you know I gotta do my infamous rock test. Hold on while I whip this out. Oh yeah, I got a little bit of timber work down there. All right, let's do a rock test, see what's down there. It sounds pretty soft. And here's the basement rock that they're cutting into. It's a porphyritic granite. And you can see, look at the texture. You've got fine grained matrix, and then you got these large phenocrysts of feldspar. You see that? And I got a little green, which is epidote. And I'm sure they were hitting pockets of this. You can see where there's an alteration zone there. There's probably a fault running under here that created the pathway that made this alteration possible. And I got a high iron content because look at all these beautiful looking trumpet plants. See that? And here's the miner's cabin that they stayed in. Here's the front door step right here, the threshold. See that? Imagine the stories this thing could tell, huh? And it looks like maybe some tin plating for the potbelly stove. Some wood supporting that's still left. Pretty cool, huh? That looks like maybe a 2, maybe 3-man operation. It's pretty good size for a mine this small. But my question is I still don't see an outcrop in the area. So how did they know to drop a shaft there, an incline? And that's what you should be thinking of too when you're out here looking around these old gold mines, is why did they drop this shaft here? Or why did they dig this adit here? You need to think about that because that will give you clues as to what you're looking for out in the field, especially if you've done your homework by looking up the USGS reports, the MRDS reports, and the MLRS reports. So I'm gonna start combing the area to see what I can find. And already I'm seeing tons and tons of float. And yeah, I apologize for the wind. There's nothing I can do about that. But look at this float. You see the float all there? Big chunks of it, just gobs and gobs of it. And you can see where the concentrations are getting heavier and heavy. The pieces are getting bigger. So we're following it up. We're triangulating the position where we think it's coming from. See that? Beautiful, huh? Just gobs. And then we're up here on top of this little saddle. And look at this. I got a small prospect there. And I got a prospect here. And see this? I'll bet you the vein is running with a north-south strike. And this soil is incredibly red. That's why there's so many trumpet plants here. Look at this. This stuff is just ultra red. So I'm gonna take soil samples. And that's what you should be doing too. If you see any of this nice ultra red dirt that's in gold producing districts, just hop out, take a quick soil sample, log down its location with your phone, and move on. If you find gold, you're on a winner. And lucky for me, I brought my terrible Hearst sample bags. Yeah, and they're free. So I'm gonna take some soil samples here and there. Look at this, this is just ultra rich. Wow, that is ultra red. Look at that. Nice. Beautiful looking material here in the quartz. You see that? Look how buggy that is. I might take that one and sample him. But this is what you're looking for. Don't worry too much about the white quartz. Look for the reds and the blacks in the quartz. Or if you just have rusty rocks, pick those up. And what I can do is I can take these back, roast them, get them soft, and then I can process them in a small impact mill and see if there's any gold in it. And if I find anything over 1/2 ounce per ton laying here on the surface, I'll put a claim on it. And that's what you need to do too if you're out here prospecting, is make sure the land that you are on is open for mineral entry, okay? That's very important, because if you're a private private property, guess what? The only thing you're gonna get is booty full of buckshot. All right, so I'm gonna look for this vein because it has a north-south strike to it. I'm just gonna follow it, and that's what you should be doing too. I'm just gonna do some grab samples, nothing complicated, because I still want to get out there and find that cabin because it looks really cool from Google Earth. So we're gonna go check it out. But I'm not gonna do anything till you smash that like button. Smash it hard! Oh yeah, you see what I mean? Nice. Nice and rusty. Oh, look at this. See all this? Nice. That's what I'm talking about. And then I'll use my phone to mark the coordinates so I don't get lost, and that's what you should be doing too. Look at that. Isn't that pretty, huh? So you know I'm gonna be sampling that. So what I'm looking at is areas like there where it's nice and red and rusty, and I'll pull out some samples here. I wonder what's down here. I might have to dig this out down here. Now I know you're thinking, Jeff, if the old timers left it, why are you even wasting your time? Because they were going for the ultra rich stuff. Remember, they had to get some really good high grade gold out of these pockets or they died. They were basically living off the gold they were finding. And if it wasn't enough, they moved on. But for people like you and I, something like this might have enough gold for us to stake a claim on and actually make some money at processing it. So that's why I tell you, go look at these smaller diggings. This stuff is not on any map and people just walk by it because they think it's nothing. But that could be your honey hole. So you need to check into it. Yeah, I'll be taking samples of that. Look at that. Nice. So I'm gonna take some grab samples of this and we'll process this too to see if there's any color in it. And then if there is, we'll send it off for assay. And that way we know exactly how much is in there. And remember, when you're sampling, sample across the vein. That way you get an average. Now that is a guzzler. I know what a guzzler looks like. You can see where it catches the rainwater, takes it down a trough, down that tube, and down into this tank. Now you can see where they got matting in there for the animals to walk down, and you can see pack rats are living in there too. Now I see these out in the desert all the time, but if you remember my last video, I've never seen one built like that, and not that big, and with camouflage netting too. I've never seen that. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link right here. That way if you guys know what it is, you can leave me a comment down below and tell me, because it's one of the biggest structures I've ever seen in the middle of nowhere. There's not even a road going to it, and this one has a road that goes to it. It's easy to spot, and it even says it on the map that there's a guzzler there. But the one we got on film in the last video, it doesn't say guzzler. It should say that if that's what it is. Ooh, look what I found. Isn't that nice? Oh, there's buildings all over the place over here. Look at that. That is so cool. Imagine living out here back in the day. There's a stovepipe right there. There's a stovepipe, old flat roof. You can see where the flagpole was right up there. See that? Wow. This is pretty cool. Let's go take a look at the front. Oh, what's that? That looks like a nice, interesting piece of ore. Oh, and it's got copper in it. That means there's a vein of this somewhere. And I bet you that's why this cabin is here. Look at that. There's the old flagpole right there. They had screens on the window. See that? Old chair to sit in. Look at this. Look at this retaining wall that they built here. All along here. And they did a really good job on this cabin. There's the kitchen right there. And this looks like the main door frame. Nice, look at that. There's an old nest right there, you see it? Bird nest. They had power out here too, you see that? That means they had a generator, probably diesel. This looks like maybe the living room right here. There's all your shelving. Nice. And they had vents out here too. Does that mean they had some kind of rudimentary air conditioner? Maybe a swamp cooler? What do you guys think? Swamp cooler, because there wasn't AC out here. I see power, but I don't think they had air conditioner. If I had to guess, it was more like a swamp. Oh, did you see these rollers? Check it out. See the blinds? Right here? Yeah, they still work. Just pull it down. Sorry, I'm doing my business. There's the kitchen. Everything but the kitchen sink. Nice. Look at that. That is cool. And they had plumbing out here and hot water, which means they had a hot water heater. And I'll bet those shelves there used to sit right up here somewhere. That's the old towel rack right there. You see that? Ooh, somebody's living in there though. Look at that. Imagine the stories this thing could tell. And a coffee maker. Oh, come on. Somebody put that there. You imagine sitting here, waking up in the morning, having coffee and a bowl of grits. Looking at the window. Yeah, I think I'll get up to my gold mine today. Where's my overalls at? Yeah. Come on, let's go take a look at the rest of the house. This is cool. Ooh, makes you wonder, are there any coins in the floor? Maybe a buried treasure somewhere. You can see where the floor's rotted away right here. See that? Floor's all rotted away. I don't know if somebody's digging at it or what. Ooh, look at this. I hate it when people punch holes in the... Nice. That's cool. This has got to be the bedroom. There's the closet. Yeah, there's the closet pole right there. And there's some kind of shelf right there. I don't know what that's for. But you can see it had a little door on it. And there's a little pole switch there, maybe for a light to be in there. Maybe they kept their stuff in there because you can see the hinges. Right here, you see the hinges? One there, one there. Maybe they had a light. And then there's the magnetic switch. So they probably had all their little, I don't know, pill jars and stuff. And shaving cream and all that cool funky stuff. And then they had probably a bed right here, if I had to guess. And then they had a window, but for some reason they blocked it off. You see that? I don't know why. But they did have blinds here at one time. You see that? So that was an active window. They didn't want any peeping Toms. And of course, every house has got to have what? That's right. It's got to have a bathroom. And there's your sink. Old school, baby. So there's your water. They definitely have water out here. Hot water. There's your shower head right there. You see the shower head? Nice. Taking a shower, looking outside, enjoying the day. That is cool. And that means there must be a toilet somewhere here too. Unless they had an outhouse. This looks like some kind of utility shed. Not really sure. That is pretty cool. This is an outhouse. I should have known. See, it's a one-holer. And that obviously is the hole that it sat on top of, and people have been digging in there looking for bottles. Okay, yeah, it's an outhouse. Oh, yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, why don't you take a sniff and tell me what you smell? Ooh, imagine running out here at night. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go real bad. Yeah, well, you better hope it's not windy and storming out here. This is cool. Let's have a look around. Now, I don't know that much about this homestead, this building here. So if any of you guys out there know about this building, go ahead and leave me some information down in the comment section. But of course, don't give away the location because I don't want to see this thing gone in a year. Man, imagine living out here. These people were tough as nails, I tell you. All right, let's keep moving on. Wow, look at this monker. Big old basaltic dike running through all this igneous granitoid rock. Isn't this cool? Now, the way that this guy got here was that there was a small thin fissure running through this igneous rock, and it found this fissure and it worked its way up, and through a process called fault valving, it spread this fissure wide apart. And then of course, because the temperatures are dropping as it gets close to the surface, it cooled rapidly and froze, and this is what you get. And a lot of times you can find good mineralization on the outer chill margins of these basaltic and diabase dikes if it's in the right environment. But these are always cool to see when you see them out in nature. Now this one doesn't have any value to it, but it does tell me that there are younger tertiaries down below that came up maybe about 10, 12,000 years ago. This has a fine grained matrix to it, and this has a coarse grained matrix to it. This cooled underground, this is intrusive, and this came to the surface and cooled rapidly, this is extrusive. When you see that in your USGS reports, remember, intrusive means that it never made it to the surface. Extrusive made it to the surface. Cool fast, small grain matrix. Cooled very, very slow, very large coarse grain matrix. See the difference? Isn't that cool? And a lot of times you can find mineral assemblages at the contact zones of these basaltic and diabase dikes. Isn't that cool? But I don't see anything here. And that tells me that there are magma chambers under my feet that came up at a later stage than when this guy was created. It's the latter stages of a cooling magma chamber due to Bowen's reaction series, and then it came up. I know, enough jaw jacking, Jeff. We want to see what's inside that hole in the ground. I want to see what's inside that hole in the ground. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look at that. And you can see where they were doing cut and fill, and they were using native timbers to hold back a lot of the waste rock that they would fill into these stopes, and that way it creates good ground support because you're basically backfilling where you took out the vein. And there's the vein right there along the side. Not much left over here. I might sample it, and it goes down in there and look, makes a left, probably connects to some other workings. And then you can see where the vein is pinching. And right here, I got a small little pillar. You see that? Holding up this hanging wall, which is precariously perched over my head. There's some vein material. This is just alteration zones here. Alteration zones are very, very soft and crumbly because the rock has been changed. Kind of like that video I did of us roasting quartz. Remember how it changed the structure of the quartz and made it soft? Same thing here. The hydrothermal fluids are changing the structure of this rock, and it's altering it. See that? And which makes it crumbly. That's why a lot of mines are so dangerous, because they're digging right into that stuff. Oh, it looks like BLM's been here. Actually, it looks like somebody has been here with something to cut these with. Look at that. Somebody cut these real good. Man, it's heavy. See the bolts? Oh yeah, it's nice and warm in there. Look at that. Oh yeah. Bunch of pack rats living in there. Okay, might have to check this out. And you can see the vein material they were chasing right there. You see it? Look at this vein. See all the quartz stringers, and some of it's been brecciated, and I got fault gouge in there. So I'm gonna have to sample that too. Well, I gotta hand it to BLM. They are thorough. They put these pipes in everywhere. This is part of a stope. You guys see the stope back in there? So this is where they got up underneath the vein right there. Yeah, there's a good shot of the lock. All you gotta do is get a key, take both of these off, and it gives you a nice little door. Now, when you go to some of these old mines in a gold producing district and they're smaller, they don't have an ore bin, look for what's called a high grade, low grade pile. And the way that you can tell is because there's gonna be a pile of rocks that's near the portal or it's somewhere near the shaft, and it's gonna look out of place. It's gonna look like an oddball collection. And a lot of times they like to put it on some kind of corrugated metal or a piece of metal so it doesn't get contaminated with the rest of the material that's in the mine dump. And this is what I'm talking about. I know it doesn't look like much, but you see this piece of metal right here? That's the bottom of one of their low grade, high grade piles. And I can tell just by looking here, see there? That's where the plate is, where that line of rocks is. And if I had to guess, this is a low grade pile. And you can see somebody has already dug into it and sampled. They probably watched my videos. Make sure that the mines that you're actually going to sample have free mill gold in it. You can check the USGS reports and the MRDS reports. They'll tell you that. What you're going to do is you're going to pull a sample here, screen out all the larger material, get it down to -20 mesh. Then you're going to pan that out with jet dry and then inspect with a jeweler's loop. If there's any free mill gold left in this pile, you'll see it. Then you're going to come back, if there is gold here, bring a dry washer, and you're going to dry wash the entire thing. And then you're going to get all the easy gold out of there. Now, if you find a high grade pile in here and there's just gobs of gold, you're gonna come back, take the entire thing, and you're gonna run it through a mill. And I know you're saying, Jeff, not everybody's got a mill. If there's a lot of gold in there, you can buy a mill, trust me. And as far as prospecting the mines, look for the obvious veins, look for the stopes. You're gonna prospect on the outer margins or the edges of the stopes, the open stopes. I like to go in there and high grade off of any type of vein material, but you can take it to the next level and bring a gold bug too and check inside of the vein to see if there's any larger visible gold in there. Now, another piece of equipment that I think you should get is what's called a Falcon MD20. Those are fantastic, they're lightweight, and they can detect the smallest of gold. Now remember, the trick with using those is, if it's gold, it'll sound out as you go towards it. If it sounds out while you pull it away, it's iron. That's a neat little trick that a lot of people don't know about those Falcon MD20s. So when you get a target, beep, 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 the little wand, go in to the target zone. If it sounds off going in, beep, it's gold. If it sounds off going away, beep, it's iron. It's that simple. All right, we got all the samples right here. I got the other ones down here. So what I'm gonna do to make sure I don't cross-contaminate is I'm gonna use this Minelab pan. You know what? I've been using this thing a lot lately and I'm really starting to like this thing. I mean, it's got some really cool features that I didn't think I would like, but I do. So Minelab, if you're watching this, thumbs up, my brother. All right, now, this is the soil sample. Remember the soil sample? All right, let's classify. Remember what I told you. Knead and dough, brother. All right. Look at that, nice chunky monkeys. Ooh, that's some good looking stuff. All right, first one up. Soil sample. You guys waiting for it, aren't you? Okay, here it comes. And yeah, you're gonna get wet. Put a little jet dry in there too. Oh yeah. All right. Stratify. Nice and easy. Now I'm gonna go a little bit slower with this guy because his ripples are smaller. And I don't want to get too aggressive, because you know me, I'm not very aggressive. All right, let's see what we got. Now, I'm not expecting anything in this one. I got enough black sand in there to choke a donkey, though. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate over to the side. See this? These have these little tiny baby riffles in there. And I'm gonna try that. Doesn't that sound like fun, huh? Yeah, ooh, yeah, baby. All right, that's good. All right, let me bring it over to you so you can take a peek in there and I can take a peek in there. And let me get my glasses on because I can't see nothing without them. Let's see what we got. A ton of black sand. This is a soil sample. Let's see. No, wait, no, I take that back. I take it back. Yeah, I didn't get skunked. I got one little tiny piece of gold right there. Yeah! When you buy these Minelab gold pans, they come with a cool snuffer bottle that's got the trap in the end, because I always recommend that. And not only that, they got these nice little jeweler's loops, hand lens. You get two of them, two different strengths. I'm really starting to like that pro kit that you get. I think that's pretty cool. And no, this video wasn't sponsored by Minelab. This isn't a commercial for them. I just really like the setup. But you get, these are plastic, never go with a glass vial. And it comes with a magnet and of course a little pipette. Now let's get on with the other one. All right, so this is the quartz one. Remember the quartz vein? Now what I'm gonna do later is I'll roast these stuff in a fire to make them soft, but I'm just gonna get a snapshot right now. And yeah, I got a whole bunch of sample bags ordered, so don't give me that look. I can hear from now, that's not a sample bag. Well, when you're in a pinch, it's a sample bag. All right, here we go. That's nice looking, look at that. Nice. All right, remember, gotta keep them separated. Stratify. Ooh, yeah. Feels good with my old Garrett. Juicy, baby, juicy. All right, get back in there and give me some. I'll be surprised if anything is in there. All right, let's take a peek. Get him out of there. Ever so gently. I'm not seeing anything yet. Let me get my jeweler's loop. Because remember, load gold is really, really fine. And sometimes you're not gonna see it right off the bat. Oh, little piece there. And a little tiny one right there. They're like little dendritic pieces. They got little fingers on them.
Yeah!
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back there and be more methodical about my sampling. That's what you should be doing too. And if I can prove that there's consistent gold in those deposits and that the values are at least an ounce per ton, I'll go ahead and put a claim on that. Now I know you're saying, Jeff, how do we file a claim? Watch to the end of this video and I'll have a video that explains it in great detail. But for right now, I gotta show you something really cool.
Action.
What is that?
And I'll see you on the next video.
Okay, you're cutting out. Someone is keeping running. Let's get off the test frequency. Let's put in another 30 seconds, nice and one. Roger. And 008, hold us heading.
T-52 cameras are on.
Winds are okay, Steve. Westerly at about 10 knots. Coming on. I'm indicating 004. How does that look? Looks good, Steve, and all systems are okay here. The winds are westerly at 10 knots. Okay. This is NASA 1 calling 10 seconds now. 10 seconds, roger. 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks good at NASA 1. Roger. BCS arm switch is on. Okay, Victor. Landing rocket arm switch is on. Here comes the throttle. Chubby breakers in. We have separation. Roger. Inboard and outboard are on. We're coming forward with the side stick. Looks good. Roger. I've got a blowout. Vapor 3. Get your pitch to 0. Pitch is out. I can't hold it.